Today I'm off on this beautiful morning to Wembley Stadium for one of the biggest days in the EFL calendar. It's the League 2 playoff final between Stockport County and Carlisle United. I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's get going. Now both of these teams have competed for automatic promotion all season, but just missed out with Stockport and Carlisle finishing 4th and 5th respectively. However, in the playoff semi-finals, Bradford were beaten by Carlisle and Salford were beaten on penalties by Stockport. So both of these sides are now in the playoff final and still have hope of getting promoted to League 1 this season. Before we get to Wembley Stadium though, here is a quick rundown of both of these clubs' history and what this game means. If Stockport are to go up, it would be an incredible story. They were formed back in 1883 and competed in the Football League for 106 years straight between 1905 and 2011. However, after 4 relegations in 5 years, in the 2010s, County fell from League 1 all the way down to regional football in the National League North. Despite this, they've worked their way back up the pyramid, winning the National League last season and are looking to gain another promotion this term as well. As for 119-year-old Carlisle United, they faced a similar situation back in the 2000s, where they were promoted from the conference up to League 2 one season before being promoted from League 2 to League 1 the next. Could history repeat itself today in the form of Stockport County? Let's find out.
Exit for Wembley National Stadium.
Well, as you can see, I've finally arrived here now at Wembley Stadium. There's a sea of blue and white walking, making their way from Wembley Park Station all the way up Wembley Way to the stadium. Thousands and thousands of people here already, and there's still over 2.5 hours till kickoff, which is great to see. So I'm sure the atmosphere and crowds will only grow bigger and bigger. Now I'm in the Stockport County end of Wembley Stadium today, so I had to grab myself a scarf. This set me back a whopping £20, which is a huge amount for a scarf, but what can you expect? Of course, it's Wembley Stadium, we're here on the day, so I am going to have to pay that bit extra. Now, I'm very hungry, so let's go and grab myself some food. Now from the Stockport County fan zone, I got myself a cheeseburger, which wasn't great, setting me back £9.50 plus an extra £4.60 for the chips. It was a cold, greasy, anemic looking cheeseburger with soggy buns and unmelted cheese. Not great at all. My dad paid even more for this reggae burger, which had some looking 1-day-old bacon with, again, unmelted cheese and really thin patty of chicken. So yeah, food probably the worst part of the day, but it was something to keep us going. So as you can see, we finally made it inside of the beautiful Wembley Stadium, slowly starting to fill up with an hour and a half or so until kickoff. Now let's take a look back at both of these times these two teams have met this season. The first game was all the way back in October of last year, and it was a 2-0 win for Stockport at home at Edgeley Park. In the return fixture back in the 18th of April, it was a 2-2 draw at Carlisle United's home ground. So overall, an aggregate, a 4-2 win for Stockport County, but not too much separating these two teams. Of course, in the league as well, as I said earlier on in the video, Carlisle were 5th, Stockport were 4th, so not much separating these two sides at all. And hopefully today's game will show that with goals, and it should be a very interesting game to watch. It was time for kickoff, and both sides made their way out to 34,000 plus excited but nervous supporters. first real piece of action came in the 23rd minute when a Carlisle header forced Hinchcliffe to dive to his right. A minute later, a Stockport County counter-attack was abruptly ended by Mellish, who had pulled down Alafe. He received a yellow card. But Alafe got his revenge. 10 minutes later, he put a cross into the box, but it took a deflection off of Mellish and ended up in the back of the net, 1-0 to County. In the 44th minute, after a mix-up at the back, Senior managed to win the ball for Carlisle and raced through clear on goal, but Akil Wright came to the rescue, superbly denying him. And on the stroke of half-time, there was another huge chance for Carlisle United, with Gordon also running through on goal, but his shot was just over the bar. And that was the end of the first 45, Stockport County lucky to be leading 1-0. Moving into the second half, around 10 minutes after the restart, a hussy free kick was met by Akil Wright. However, his free header was just wide. What a great chance missed. As we edged towards the final 10 minutes, Miles Hippolyte went for their spectacular with an overhead kick. However, it just went over the bar. And those two missed chances came back to bite Stockport County in the 81st minute, Amari Patrick levelling it up late on for Carlisle. And that equaliser meant that we were heading into extra time. Not much happened in the first half of extra time, but the second half started off very lively, with Stretton forcing a great save from Holy in the 108th minute. Then, up the other end of the pitch, Hinchcliffe also had to make a great save, Dennis flicking on Moxon's corner, but the goalkeeper was there to claw it out of the goal mouth. But after the additional 30 minutes, no goals had been scored, and the game was going to penalties. First up was Connor Evans for Stockport, who scored. Then Christian Dennis for Carlisle, who also scored. The third penalty of the shootout by Rydell was saved by Holy. Mellish then stepped up and scored, advantage Carlisle. Miles Hippolyte then rolled the ball home. Before Edmondson also slotted the ball away. County Stretton slammed the ball into the top corner. Before Moxon scored Carlisle's fourth. Collar had to score to keep County in the game, which he does. But Charters also gets a goal, which wins the game for Carlisle. Full time, 1-1 in the full 90, no goals in extra time, 5-4 to Carlisle on penalties. that's full time here at Wembley Stadium. 1-1 after the 90 minutes, no goal scored in extra time, and so we went to penalties, where Carlisle were victorious 5-4, Hoyley with the crucial save against Stockport's second penalty in the shootout. The game did start off quite evenly, with Mellish putting Stockport 1-0 up in the 34th minute with a lovely little dink over the Carlisle goalkeeper. Carlisle then had some good chances of their own, with two players through on goal in the space of 5 minutes, although neither managed to score. Moving into the second half, Stockport did drop off slightly and Carlisle picks up the pace, becoming the more dominant team in the match. Despite this, no real chances were created and the game became quite scrappy. As we headed towards the full-time whistle, Carlisle then had a golden chance, and in the 84th minute, Patrick slotted home in front of their fans to equalise the scoreline. We then moved into extra time, but to put it simply, nothing really happened. As expected at this level, players were getting tired and were dropping off like flies. So after 120 minutes had been played, we went on to penalties, the dreaded penalties. I'd say each penalty was taken well and placed nicely, except for the one which was missed by Rydell, who had his kick saved by Hoyley. The 15,000 or so Carlisle fans in the crowd went wild, and they'll now compete in League One next season, while Stockport will stay down in League Two. Overall, I found it a great day of football, and I definitely recommend coming to a playoff final even if your team aren't playing in it. It's exciting, nerve-wracking and entertaining all at the same time. If you did enjoy watching this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.